everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading. I have realized it's been a while since I've done a singles reading, so that's what we're going to do today, a singles reading. Even if you're not currently single, there may be some elements that do come through that may be appropriate for you as well. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to check out yesterday or tomorrow's videos. We've got lots of videos. I do upload pretty much every single day, so there's always something to be watching. But I will be doing sort of, I think, partners next week and so on. Tomorrow, I believe I'm going to do what people think of you. So that should be an interesting reading as well. But yeah, like I said, singles reading today. Anyone that does want to leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for that free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we hit our first 100 subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, guys. I really appreciate all your support. We are just a super small channel here. I'm going to start with Libra today, but today once again, I have a brand new deck. I have an issue with I keep getting more and more decks. This is actually the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. It does have additional cards, so it'll be interesting to see how they come through, if we are getting any of those new cards coming through today. Now, we also have the Angel Answers cards with me as well. All right, so the oracle, yes, that I was just double checking. I'm getting a couple of these oracle decks confused, but these are the Angel Answers oracle. All right, so starting off today with Libra. Okay, Libra, how are we today, Libra? We're just looking at singles today. Okay, Libra singles. What's going on for our Libra singles with love, please? Okay, so straight away, Libra, you have gotten two of the additional cards in this new deck. So firstly, we do have the dice coming through. So that's really you taking a chance. We do see the element in the Clover card of taking risks, taking chances, but those a lot of the time are just that good luck and those risks around you happening, whereas this dice card is more about you intentionally taking a risk, having a bit of a gamble when it does come to love. But what I'm kind of seeing is I do have the scythe next, and the scythe does mean sudden break or change. All right, so this is actually leading me to believe that you have been taking risks. So this is feeling more like past energy, which is now sort of coming to an end. You're breaking free from that risky sort of behavior when it comes to love, and you're sort of starting to move into a more stable area when it comes to the risks you're willing to take. You're no longer taking those huge big risks that may have led to trouble, as we do find sometimes it can be that that risky behavior sort of thing, but you are sort of making a sudden break free from any risks that you have been taking when it comes to handing your heart out, having your heart out on your sleeve. I feel for a lot of you, Libra, that's been the biggest risk you've probably been taking, and I feel for a lot of you, because we are looking at a singles reading, for a lot of you where you are sort of, talking to people and getting to know people and things like that. I feel like for some of you that those risks that you have been taking is you've just been kind of meeting everyone, even if they're not sort of really meeting up to your list of what you sort of are looking for. You're probably getting involved in quite a fair bit of casual connections, even though I am feeling that you may be sort of realizing, look, I want long term, and I'm sick of rolling the dice that I'm going to meet someone long term through a casual connection. So it feels like you're taking a bit more control about about, you know, what risks you are going to take. Is that person worth the risk, so to speak? Should I go on a date with that person? Well, you know what, they're not really matching up with what I really do want in a relationship. So, do you know what? I'm not going to take the risk this time. I feel like, you know, for those of you who have been dating, you know, dating around, I feel like this is that energy of you going on dates with, you know, a lot of different people, even the ones that, you know, you feel like, oh, he's not really my type or she's not really my type, but I'll go on a date anyway and then see how I feel. And it's just not paying off for you. It's just, you know, wasting your time, really. So I think you're having a bit of a break from that, having a break from, you know, for some of you, this is even just having a break from dating altogether. You know, a sudden sort of break or a big change for you when it comes to, you know, how you're dating, who you're dating, all those sorts of things. But I am feeling that for some of you, this is actually talking about, you know, you have maybe been, you know, engaging with a lot of different people in your dating life, and just having a bit of a break at the moment. I feel for some of you, you know, taking a bit of a break to, you know, instead of putting your risk outside of yourself, like externally into other people and taking risks on other people, starting to take those risks on yourself, you know, because looking after yourself is not really a risk at all. It's very, very sort of important, and you're just kind of needing that time, I feel, to, you know, break away from, you know, any risky ventures in love, and really sort of focus on this harvest coming through for yourself. You know, the scythe card, traditionally, that is something that, you know, farmers kind of use to, you know, harvest the wheat. So it really does sometimes talk about that harvest period for yourself. I feel like that's, you know, focusing on your own harvest at the moment, rather than, you know, having, like I said, those external sources that you're looking at. You know, so just focusing a bit more on yourself and making a bit of a change to focus on you, Libra, rather than others around you. We also do have the compass, all right? So that really kind of lets us know as well that, you know, it's that time to find your true north, so to speak. So it's really finding within yourself which direction you do want to go, and sort of, you know, using your intuition and things like that to really guide you to, you know, what is your true north. That just keeps coming back through with me, that sort of phrasing with that compass card there. You know, it's really choosing exactly which direction you want to take. So once again, it is slightly similar to, you know, the crossroads card, in the sense that, you know, you're choosing which direction to take. But I feel like with the compass, it's kind of like, you're not presented with clear options. You're really needing to work out what those options even are before you can choose that direction. It's kind of like that compass spinning wildly. We don't know where it's going to stop, and you really just sort of needing to sit down with yourself, like we saw there with the scythe, and work out exactly what you do want, and what direction you need to take in order to get that. All right, so it's really looking at, you know, finding that inner sense within yourself of what is it that I do want? Where is my true north? Where is, you know, what even options do I even have, you know, with where I want to go next? Which direction do I want to take when it comes to love? Do I want something long term? Do I want something short term? You know, am I happy to just keep on spinning wildly and taking every opportunity that comes along? I don't feel like that's you anymore, Libra. You know, we've seen the end to that risky sort of behavior. So it's talking about, you know, you wanting to stop that spinning, you know, because we can kind of see too that the even though it is a compass, if you look here, it does look like a roulette wheel. Okay, so it's once again referencing that dice card as well. So you really are, you know, you want to stop spinning wildly, and you really do want to start, you know, working out exactly which directions are available to you and which directions you would actually like to take. All right, so a bit of a break for you singles at the moment, to sort of just clarify to yourselves which direction you want to go from here. So, but we'll get a couple of the Angel Answers oracles and see what they want to add in for you. Okay, Libra singles, please. Okay, so firstly, I do have improving health. All right, so when I see this card, it does talk about a lot more than just physical health. Although for some of you, we may be looking at, physical health starting to improve for you there. But we're looking at, the idea of love, and the health of how you're looking at love within your life, and that, having an improving health, as well as we sort of see when we, stop that roulette wheel spinning, and we do really seek direction. We will see the health of your love situations, improving for you as well. And with that scythe, and talking about those, focusing on yourself a little bit more at this time, really that will actually really improve your health when it comes to, love and romance as well. So we are sort of seeing a steady sort of incline, with your love life. It's sort of really just sort of ironing out those last few little details, while it does start to improve for you. So, when you sort of sit down with yourself and take some time for yourself, and really work out exactly which direction, to take there, you will sort of notice that things start to sort of have that roll-on effect, and the health of your, your ideal of love starts to improve as well. All right, and then we do have the yes card as well there, Libra. So, that usually tells me with a singles reading, and it does sort of let me know that yes, you're going to choose your right direction, and yes, you're going to start heading towards that. And whatever it is that you want in love, yes, you are going to get it. It's just going to be, at the moment, focusing on yourself, in order to improve the health of that yes possibility for yourself there, Libra. All right. So that's what we have for you, Libra. So we'll move over to our Scorpios. How are we today, Scorpio? Just looking at today at singles. Okay, what's going on in love for our Scorpio singles, please? What's going on for our Scorpio singles in love? Oh, okay. Okay, very interesting, Scorpio. We do firstly, I have had an extra card has come out for you to what I have been drawing, but we do firstly have the magnifying glass. That's one of the new cards, the extended in this extended deck. We also have the woman. I'm not going to lie, that this deck did have the option of two different women, and I was actually more drawn to the other one, but it did have a bit of nudity, so I know YouTube doesn't really like that with the cards, so I had to choose this one just to avoid the nudity. All right, but so you can imagine a boob hanging out, okay, guys? Just imagine it. But we do have the magnifying glass and the woman, all right? So if you are someone who is interested in women, this is directly telling you that you need to take a closer look at this woman who is in your energy, all right? I feel for a lot of you, though, this is not, this is actually talking more about yourself, all right? And it's putting under the magnifying glass. So it's having the magnifying glass is pretty straightforward. It does talk about, taking a closer look at an issue. All right, so putting something under the magnifying glass, and getting closer to that situation, and trying to understand it a little bit deeper. So looking, you know, um, like I said, under the magnifying glass, magnifying those issues, and really having a good look at them, and making sure that we do see them clearly. All right. So with the woman there, I feel as though this is actually talking about you, Scorpio, and I feel as though, I don't like to genderize the women and masculines in the lenormand, but this is really talking about the emotional side of you, the nurturing, loving side of you, and really needing to sort of put that under the microscope, your emotional side, and the way that you nurture people when you're in a relationship, the way that you nurture yourself, the way that you nurture, the people that are around you platonically, like your friends and your family, your children, if you have children. So it's really looking at those sides of yourself, and examining them a little bit closer. There's something there that you do need to know, that's going to help you progress with your love life. Okay, so especially with that emotional stuff, I do feel like there's something there with your emotions that you do really need to sort of put under the magnifying glass and have a closer look at that, and work out exactly why you have that emotion, or why you frequently jump to that emotion or react with that particular emotion when it comes to, love situations. You know, like I want to. Like, I don't want to, put anything on to you there, Scorpio, but I am getting that sensation too, that it's something along the lines of the way that we're approaching people, the way that we're allowing people to approach us and reacting to people approaching us. And that, I feel that, there's nothing really here about it, but it's kind of giving me that sense that you may actually be quite guarded against being emotional at the moment. And, that's what you need to put under that magnifying glass and really sort of magnify. Look, you're watching a singles reading, but are you actually, interested in being something other than single? Because that's what it's sort of questioning here for me, is that you actually kind of are, quite independent and happy being single, and kind of wanting to put it under the magnifying glass of what would actually change for you. Well, if you were to meet somebody, what is it that you actually are seeking when you want to meet somebody? Because I feel like you're quite happy single, and just sort of taking things as they come. So it's a very interesting kind of energy there. And we do also see here, these ones came out together. All right. So I've got the owls as well as the crossroad. All right. So this particular deck, it does have two birds cards. Okay, so one is like chitter chattery birds, and then we've got the owls, all right, which is all about asking for wisdom, and having conversations with people, finding their, listening to wisdom coming from conversations, or from external sort of sources. And it's also, with the owls, I do a lot of the time I get that connotation of, at nighttime you can hear owls in the distance. Okay, so a lot of the time I feel like this is talking about something a little bit more distant from here. So this is kind of, prediction energy here, of a conversation that you're going to have with someone's going to come to you with a lot of wisdom and a lot of advice for you about a choice that you need to make when it comes to love. So I feel as though what we're looking at here, Scorpio, is you really putting something within yourself under the microscope, something to do with your emotional nature, the way that you are, um, are single and happily single, and if you're not happily single, examining that, and examining, what you need, what you feel that you need to fulfill you with a partner, because it's something within yourself that, for some of you, you've already got everything you kind of need, and do you really need, like, are you pushing love away because you actually already, you don't want that change of actually, having love and having somebody around, that all of a sudden you've got to fit this person into your life, and have you got the room in your life for somebody new, kind of vibe, like, because a lot of people forget that, we work so hard to make our life full and complete, as it is, that even when you're single, you're so independent and used to doing everything yourself for yourself. Do you even have room? Is there space for somebody to fit into your life? And kind of creating that space for somebody, for love to fit in with you, because I feel like you, Scorpio, you've already got everything covered. Like, what do you even need from an external person? Because I'm getting this vibe that you take care of everything already. So you don't need to rely on somebody else for, support. You've probably got, friends and family to support you. You don't need to rely on somebody else for money. You make your own money. You've got all that sort of sorted. Everything that's sort of, you've got all your bases covered. So it's like, how would someone even fit into all that? Do you have space for somebody else to fit in with all that? Or are you actually happily single and not really interested in finding someone to fit all that stuff because, you know, there's no space for anyone else? And this is really talking about, you know, I feel as though this is that decision coming down the track. After you've looked at all that stuff within yourself, you then will be faced with this decision, all right, of whether you are going to, you know, be opening these doors to anyone. This is the crossroads card, all right, but we can see in this deck, it is like that stairwell with the two doors at each end of the path there. So it's really links up with a couple of the other cards energy as well, where it's like, you know, choosing which path you want to take, choosing which door you want to open. You know, so I do feel as though this is talking about, you know, do you even want to go up here and unlock that door to your heart to let somebody in? Do you even want to let anybody in? Or are you actually happy over here, single and focusing on other goals in life at the moment? And I feel as though the answers to which path you want to take from here, you know, there's some really good advice that you need to take on board. Somebody is going to be, you know, talking with you about something, you know, and it's going to be very wisdom and advice vibes coming through with that. But I do also get that owls in the distance reference once again, which can talk about, you know, in the back of your mind there is a little bit of worry, you know, about having to make this choice, feeling as though you are kind of forced to make a choice one way or another. So, you know, the only way that you can remove that worry about any potential choices when it comes to love, like, because if you met somebody, do you let them in? You know, that's, I feel like for a lot of you, that's what the choice is you all of a sudden you meet somebody and then it's like, am I even ready to let anybody in? Like, I don't even know, like, or do, you know, I worry about letting someone in, but I worry about turning someone away as well, like, and which is sort of more powerful to you, and listening to the wisdom of those around you, and taking that advice on board. All right. So I've gone on quite a bit there, a bit of a tangent there, Scorpio, but I will grab you some oracle as well. Okay, Scorpio singles, please. Scorpio singles with love. Yeah, see, not the right time, all right? So we are seeing that at the moment it's not the right time. You need to examine some stuff within yourself. And I have drawn two, right? And I did have the four lenormand drawn for you, and I've kind of got them sitting in those two piles there, and this has come out with that magnifying glass and the woman. So it's not the right time just yet. You need to examine yourself a little bit further, your emotional self a little bit further, and then when we've come to that decision, all right, with that wisdom and the decision with that road card, it comes out saying you are ready. All right, so you're ready. You will be ready to make that decision. So no need to worry about that. As long as you you know, focus on this magnifying issue with your emotional self, you will be ready. When the time comes, you will be ready. All right. So quite interesting, Scorpio. That was a very interesting message. Let me know in the comments if that resonated for you. As always, more than welcome to check your other placements. But we'll move over to our Sagittarians. How are we today, Sagittarius? Just looking at singles. What's going on for my Sagittarius singles in love? Okay, Sagittarius singles in love, please. Ooh, Sagittarius. Firstly, we do have the birds coming through. Okay, so this particular deck does have two birds cards. This one, as well as one that is represented by owls. All right, so this particular one is all about conversations and like social networking type vibes. Like it's communication card. This one, it does talk about that chatter element. So for some of you, this definitely could talk about some reference to Twitter as well. I'm just getting that intuitively. That top bird does look a little bit like they do look a little bit like the Twitter birds, but I'm not even on Twitter, so I don't even know how I know. And it's not even Twitter anymore, right? They've changed the name to X or whatever. Okay. But it does sort of, I am just weirdly getting that it's something, for some of you, there may be some weird reference to Twitter in amongst this message as well. All right. But this does talk about, it's like I said, it's a communication, conversation type energy. A lot of the time, these birds can be like, those people in the background chattering away, those sorts of conversations. It can be conversations where it's a bit, gossipy, that sort of stuff, like someone telling you gossip or you hearing people gossiping about something, but it's definitely a conversation that sort of kickstarts some things for you when it does come to love. All right, because next we do have the stork energy. All right, so the stork really is, about things starting to gestate and build up and it's like those ideas taking root and starting to really sort of build up and like build up to like a snowball effect kind of thing coming through. So there's a lot of communication, chatter, and conversations happening that may actually lead to some new energy getting stirred up. So you may be finding that there may be some certain conversations that you're having that really do stir up some new energy for you when it comes to the idea of love, and what that means for you. And I'm feeling that for some of you there's that Twitter thing where you may actually start just randomly talking to somebody through Twitter. Is that even something you can do on Twitter? I don't know, but I am getting that there is a Twitter conversation, something that stirs up something brand new within you. So even it might be even just something like there's a certain tweet that because we do see this sort of social conversation aspect of that card, it may not even be a conversation that you're involved in. It may be like seeing a tweet that a lot of people are commenting on or involved in and retweeting and all that sort of a vibe, and that may be what stirs up this new energy within you. I'm just feeling that there's something that's going to sort of stir this energy up and get you sort of thinking and get you really sort of looking at your idea of love and the way that you are sort of moving toward love. The stork, in the traditional myth there, the stork is the one that delivers the babies. So you can kind of imagine, right, that it's got that new energy of the baby being delivered. So it's the stork is all about before it's actually delivered, so that pregnancy period. So it's really stirring up that period of gestation within you, that that idea is starting to form and then starting to build and get bigger and bigger within you. So for some of you this is something like, for some of you, this is something totally like irrelevant, where it's something like you see a tweet and it gives you this idea of, oh, maybe I should join, for example, Plenty of Fish. Maybe that tweet, there was something to do, it was talking about Plenty of Fish, the dating app. And it really just puts it in the back of your head. Oh, I really should join Plenty of Fish. And then all of a sudden, that just keeps building and building in your head. And then you finally, make that Plenty of Fish profile. You take the risk and you make that profile, and that sort of really sort of gets things moving for you. Because we do next see the dice. So that is all about you sort of going out and taking a risk of some sort. But like I said, that's just like maybe one or two of you, it's something like that. And that was just an example, using that Plenty of Fish example. But it definitely could be something like that. All right, that's something, you see something or you hear something, you know, gossip wise, or just some random conversation that you hear, maybe are involved in. I'm not really getting strongly that it's you know, directly involved in it. I feel like for a lot of you, this is kind of in the background, something that, you know, you just hear in passing, or you know, you hear people talking about something, and it just really sort of spurs this new energy within you, this idea within you, and it just sort of starts building up within you. All right, and then you take the risk to actually follow through, and actually, you know, the birth of the idea. That's you taking this gamble to actually birth this, you know, this, you know, with the stork, and I was talking about delivering the baby. So this is you delivering the baby at the end, you know, where you roll those dice and you go, do you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and I'm just going to take that chance and just do it, kind of a vibe. So it's a very interesting message for the singles there, but it's definitely sort of seeing a lot of brand new energy stirred up, and with that card there, it does talk about good luck. All right, and those risks paying off for you, but it's you sort of doing something, you know, that you may have considered risky, but whatever this conversation is, it changes it a little bit, and you become more willing to take certain risks that you may not have taken in the past when it comes to love. All right. So I'm not seeing any clear sort of outcomes as such from that. It's just that's what wants to come out for you today, Sagittarius. So, you know, and I do feel as though that, you know, with that stalk, like I said, that's that, you know, that pregnancy period, that before the baby gets delivered. So this baby getting delivered, I feel as though that may be, you know, a little bit of time away from now. You know, we're almost at this where you hear something and it sets you in motion. But that's what it's sort of talking about. It's like, it's talking about, you know, the way that things are going to happen, the way that those dice are going to roll for you, before you actually go ahead and roll them. It's sort of letting us know, you know, how it's going to happen. And because I feel that when you roll those dice, you know, it's going to come up good after that. But that's just intuitively. There's nothing really clearly giving me an outcome. But we'll see what the Oracle wants to add. We may see an outcome from that. All right. Sagittarius and love, please. Sagittarius singles and love. Yeah. So we are seeing that, yes, like I was just sort of saying, I'm not seeing a clear outcome because it is not the right time as of yet. We need this ball to start rolling. We need these to get these dice rolling. So we need to sort of follow the progression of things at this time. So you know, I'm sorry if you were after some sort of quick answers for right now, Sagittarius singles there, but it's not quite the right time. All right, so we're seeing that for kind of current energy is not the right time, but we all know energy is fluid, so that can change at a given moment, and that can change at the roll of a dice, so to speak, Sagittarius. And then interestingly enough here, I do have the reconsider card coming through, but I feel as though that is talking about that. All right, so that's talking about that conversation that you may overhear, that chatter, that gossip that you may be involved in or overhear, or that tweet. So it's going to make you reconsider something, and that's what's going to really start that brand new energy and stir up the new thoughts within you. You are going to start to reconsider something, or reconsider the way that you are looking at something when it comes to love, and then that's going to then go on and lead to you going, you know what, roll those dice, see what comes out. All right. So it's not the right time right now, because right now you're not, you haven't made that reconsider yet. All right, that you haven't heard that thing, or seen that tweet, or heard that conversation, or that rumor, you know, that makes you reconsider something, that stirs up that brand new energy and stirs you up to make, you know, that chance, take that chance, and then when you take that chance, it will be the right time because you would have already reconsidered. All right, so it's going from this current way of thinking means that it's not the right time. So there's something that you need to reconsider, that you will be getting that new energy coming in, and that's that reconsidering something. So just looking at something from a different perspective when it comes to love. All right. So quite interesting, Sagittarius, but let me know in the comments if that resonates for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move over to our Capricorns. How are we today, Capricorn? Just looking at Capricorn singles today. Okay, Capricorn singles. What's going on for our Capricorn singles with love, please? Oh, Capricorn. I'm actually going to need a clarifier on that. Okay. Can I please clarify? Is that past energy? Is that current energy? Okay. All right. I'll just get one more card to help clarify the entire message, please. One more card for Capricorn singles, please. Okay. Very I was looking for something deeper than what I think is actually there, to be honest, Capricorn, and that's why I needed that clarifier. And when I sort of started asking for the clarifiers, sometimes I get the intuition to know, oh, as soon as you say something out loud, sometimes it makes a lot more sense. And so I am sort of feeling that this is the past energy coming through first and foremost, which we do have the whip and the snake have come out as the first two cards. All right. So that's why I kind of was a bit like, whoa, okay, Capricorn, because the whip is all about, trouble, tension, drama, challenges that we may have been facing. We are seeing that a lot of the time this is, that beating yourself up energy. It's things you need to clear out of your system. And when we do have that with the snake there, it does just let us know that that trouble, that tension within you is being caused from this snake energy. All right, so the snake energy is very, very interesting, especially with that whip energy, okay, because it does sort of have a dual meaning, this snake energy. So what it's actually telling me is that, there's some sort of deceit. All right, so and it's not external deceit. This is deceiving yourself about something. We all know that the snake is the one that tempted Eve to eat the apple or whatever. So it does also talk about, temptation, desire, ambition, and passion on one hand, and then deceit on the other. But we're actually getting them all in one today. So it's actually telling us that that trouble, that thing that you have been, causing tension within yourself, is because this is going to be very confronting, Capricorn. So I'm sorry in advance. You are in denial about your actual ambition, your passion, your, it's kind of that. Oh, I hate to get personal too, because I feel like this is actually partly my own recent sort of situation. Because it's kind of like you're in denial, that you're telling yourself that this connection, or a connection in the past, you've been telling yourself that that's passion, that's ambition, that's desire, but you're kind of in denial that it's deceit, it's not everything, it's trouble, it's tension. All right, but I am feeling that this is like more past energy. So this may be recent past energy for some of you. You may have, you know, been beating yourself up about, like, because I feel that you're now sort of seeing that a little bit more clearly, that, you know, it's a very slippery energy too. It's like, it's kind of like, I'm getting this vibe of like you, Capricorn, being the snake and, you know, finding another way around any issues, finding another way around this thing that you thought you desired, and you thought you had a lot of passion for this thing, and you kind of realizing that, I think maybe I've been a little bit deceitful to myself about how passionate I am towards that thing, and that's created a lot of trouble and tension within me. You know, there may have even been outright fighting between you and this person in the, I feel the past. Like I said, I feel it's the past rather than future energy. Um, and you're kind of realizing, you're starting to see things for how they really are, the truth of the situation. You've sort of slithered on around the issue for a while now, but I feel like now you're sort of really kind of faced it a little bit more head on, and that's leading you straight into this crossroads energy, all right, which is where we see you having to make some sort of a choice or decision. All right. And I feel like for a lot of you, the choice on one side is, you know, do I continue down this path that I'm on with this whip and snake? I know it's not, I know it's bad for me, but I still do feel, you know, you're still deceiving yourself a little bit, and you still do feel that passion and that desire to follow this path. But it's kind of like, it's giving me that vibe of like, you know, this is the crossroads. So it's two paths. Two, you see in this particular deck, we've got two doorways at the end. So it's kind of like, do you want to open the door to this path where you know that there's a little bit of deceitful energy, you know there's trouble, you know there's tension? Do you want to open the door to that and let that in? Do you want to open yourself up to that? And I want to say again, I feel like this is something you've been through already. This doorway, you've already walked through this doorway. It didn't work out very well. We saw the whip and the snake on the other side of that doorway. Are you willing to walk through that doorway again, or not? You know, because then on this other choice is to walk away from that energy and move into, you know, I do have the next card, which feels more future energy, and it feels like I am kind of getting that for a lot of you, the choice is already made, and you know you're going this new direction. You're still just sort of deceiving yourself a little bit about this past direction. All right, so I feel as though there's still that temptation, still a lot of temptation to open that door again. But then what we see on the other side of this door here is the sun. All right, you can see too, it's the sun. You know, the lighter side, the darker side. All right, so you know that this past is the past, but you're tempted. You're very tempted to go back to that doorway. You feel as though if you open this doorway that you're making a you may regret. I feel like there's in between this is regret of what happens if I make the wrong choice. All right, but no matter what door you open, I suppose, you know, with the crossroads, there is also that element of no matter which path you take, it's the right path for you. Okay, so for you, this may be the right door to take. What we're seeing is behind both of these doors. All right, because this card does not show us which choice you end up actually taking. This is your choice. This is your free will, Capricorn. And then I did draw the extra card, and what we're seeing on the other side of you opening one of those doors, your free will letting you know which door, you know, you will choose which door you want to open. It's up to you. Free will, you know. I feel that you intuitively know which door is more likely to get you to here. one of them may have more detours and a lot more challenges and work on the other side of that door to get to this. But either way, this is on the other side of those doors. Once you make that choice, you're headed straight into this sun energy, which is where, happiness lives. All right, happiness lives in the sun card. We also see this is a Leo card. All right, so there may be a Leo coming up in the future for you. For some of you, if we're looking at new energy, rather than that past energy, or past I suppose could be a Leo as well, but we're looking at Leo energy with that. It's that strength and determination to be happy, and we also see that because I'm intuitively getting that it's actually, I did say that it doesn't matter which door you choose, that this lays on the behind either door, right? But I am actually getting that behind this door is the happiness, okay? And then behind this door is the need for strength and things being revealed. All right, so this door is going to have something shining a light on things. So there's the dual meaning of the sun. The main meaning, the overriding meaning is happiness, though. So there's still happiness there either way. But then I feel as though with this door here, if we're choosing that past door, there's a lot that needs to come to light, and there's a lot that needs to be revealed, come out into the sunshine and be seen. For that to actually get to that happiness. So I do feel there is a bit more work involved. If you are choosing that past energy, there is a little bit more work involved, but the work involved is going to be all about overcoming these. All right, and whatever this is in the past, it's going to be all about revealing the truth of all of this, and bringing all that stuff to light, and sort of working from there. So maybe some challenges coming through from that past doorway, but that future, the new energy doorway, that's totally happiness all the way. All right, so it's up to you. Like I said, free will. That doorway is free will for you. That road card is your free will, following the right path no matter which path you follow. All right, but I'll grab you some oracle as well, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn singles with love, please. Some speed racer going around the corner there. Okay, we're also seeing something else is coming out about these doorways, all right? Because I'm getting dual energy once again. One option is going to be a year from now. And I can't work out which one's which, all right? The other option is going to be within the next few months, all right? So with a few months, that's usually about 3 or 4 months with that card, all right? So we're looking at something. One of the options will take us, a full year maybe before we're seeing some sort of outcome. The other option will be coming to light within, a couple of months. I am also seeing that one does have the staircase as well and the light imagery. So once again, no matter which choice you make, I feel like it could be, from within a few months to a year from now. So somewhere between somewhere between November and then next August, roughly, I want to say. All right. So end of the year, start of next year, we may be seeing some action through those doorways. All right. Very interesting, Capricorn. Like I said, that does sort of resonate a little bit for me today too with my past energy. So sorry to have my own personal energy coming in through with the collective today as well. I do try to avoid that happening, but sometimes, the collective energy is, we're all on a very similar path, all right? But don't forget that free will That's yours. That's 100% yours. You are the only one that can make your choices. All right. You always have free will. You do not have to, follow what especially any, YouTube reader is telling you either. All right. But moving on to Aquarius. How are we today, Aquarius? Just looking at singles and what's coming up in love, or what's going on in love for our Aquarius singles. Aquarius singles, please. Okay, Aquarius singles, what is going on for you? It's all good to report. I feel firstly we have the ship energy coming through. Okay, so the ship is, quick movement. It usually happens pretty quickly, unexpectedly. It's like all your ships are coming in. All right, so the wind is in the sails and they're about to dock in, toward you there, Aquarius. This definitely could be, having to travel for love, someone at a distance that you may be meeting, that kind of energy, or even if you already know this person, they may just be at a sort of a physical distance to you. A lot of the time we do get distance, and I am getting it quite heavily that there's some sort of distance going on at the moment here with love for you, Aquarius. But, the ship is always a really positive card to see. Like I said, it is quite quick energy. So things moving quickly for you with love at the moment, Aquarius. And then we do actually have here, this is going to be like my quickest reading today, Aquarius, because we do have the lily followed by the ring. Okay, so if you're looking for a relationship, Aquarius, I do feel as though there is one on the horizon. That ship is sailing straight towards you. All right, so definitely the option to have some sort of long-term relationship coming through for you. The lily really does talk about longevity, so things that are going to be, for the long term. So that's why straight away we would see a long-term relationship there. Obviously the ring, relationships, those sorts of things. It can talk about cycles in your life, but I am feeling strongly that this is purely just talking about a relationship on the horizon for you there, Aquarius. With the lily, though, we do also see the theme of emotional intimacy. All right, so whoever this person is, there's a lot of emotional intimacy to be had between you and this person. It kind of fulfills emotional needs, this lily card. It is similar to the bouquet in the sense that it's a very giving energy. So it's like somebody giving their most intimate selves to you, and you in turn, being very emotional and open with this person as well. So it's a very emotionally fulfilling relationship vibe coming through there, Aquarius. Like I said, pretty straightforward. Can't go wrong with that. So, here's me just hoping that that's what you're after, Aquarius. If you're only after something short term, just be aware that, there may be something coming in that's got so much emotional intimacy that it feels like this person would be looking for long-term relationship rather than a shorter term relationship. So just be aware of that if you're not looking for long-term. But, if you are looking for long-term, good news all around, all right? But we'll have a look at the oracle. Sometimes these give us time frames and things like that as well. But I am intuitively feeling with that ship card that it's going to happen pretty fast, all right? All right, so Aquarius singles with love, please. Once again, straightforward, Aquarius. You guys normally are not straightforward at all when it comes to, Aquarians in general, in my experience anyway. But we do have the yes card coming through and opportunity. So yes, there is a big opportunity headed your way, Aquarius. What more can I say? Sometimes I do look for extra meanings because, I don't want to just be giving you a really short reading, but there's not much more I can kind of say about that, Aquarius. Yes, that opportunity is headed straight for you, okay? So let me know in the comments, guys, if you have an inkling that there may already be someone at a distance that you're aware of, or someone traveling towards you to come see you, or vice versa. If you do want something a little bit more in depth, maybe check one of your other placements. I do find with love, rising is usually quite strong, as well as your Venus and moon, of course. But we'll move straight over to Pisces. How are you today, Pisces? Just looking today for our Pisces singles with love, please. Pisces singles with love. Okay, Pisces. I'm just trying to decide if I need one to clarify. Can I just get an overview clarifier for that spread, please? An overview clarifier for Pisces singles. Okay, so I'll show you that overview clarifier first and foremost, Pisces, because this is the theme of what you kind of need to be in at the moment when it comes to love. We do have the fox energy, all right? So the fox, it can talk about it can talk about someone coming into your energy or in your energy who is like a bit of a player. They're trying to be a bit sneaky, that can be a sneaky link type vibe. But I am feeling that it's a message for you specifically today, Pisces, letting you know to be in that fox energy, which for you that's going to mean thinking things through quite cleverly, being very smart and clever with the way that you're thinking about things. Worrying about your self survival first and foremost. All right, the fox is a very independent spirit, which you kind of need to embody that at this time, Pisces. Embody that independence within you. I do feel for some of you, this is a concerning energy because it may be somebody around you who is, in that energy where they're, wanting to say whatever they need to say, whatever they think you want to hear kind of vibe, that trickster kind of energy, that, like I said, player energy. So for some of you, this may be someone around you. And I feel though you're going to be aware of that, I feel, Pisces, if there is somebody like that in your energy, because I am feeling that it's kind of already there. It's not feeling sort of brand new or anything like that. It is kind of feeling like it would be somebody already in your energy, because we are sort of looking at it. It is coming through very strongly that this is you needing to be this fox energy. All right. So I do get quite a lot of messages from the fox, but today it's really just sort of letting me know that, Pisces needs to be the foxy one. Pisces needs to be fox and be clever, and you can be very quick-witted and charming with this card as well. So if you need to talk to somebody, we do see potential conversations happening in the future here, but I'll come back to that. But you may need to be charming, and you may need to say whatever you want, whatever you think that person needs to hear. You need to be clever about the way that you're saying things, and it's that energy of you're safe to sort of talk yourself up at this time, even if you're not 100% feeling it. Kind of talk yourself up at this time, and be very, very clever with what you're presenting to the world, because we need to be focusing on our own survival is the first and foremost thing that's coming through with that for you, Pisces. Really needing to, you embody that trickster energy. Don't allow anyone with the trickster energy to, come into your zone, but you be the trickster energy. You be the one thinking things through quite cleverly, and only offering things to people if you know it's going to be returned equally. All right, so saying whatever you need to say to get the sale type energy. All right, so if you are trying to present yourself towards somebody, saying what you need to say, obviously not to the point of being manipulating or lying or anything like that. It's just the way that you word things. It's being very clever about the way that you word things and focusing on the positives rather than the negatives, and just talking about being very, very clever about how we are wording things when it comes to love situations at this time. All right, because we do see here. All right, firstly, we've got that magnifying glass, which is one of the brand new cards in this deck, one of the extended deck cards. And we do have the child energy, all right? So, it's really talking about, like putting everything under this microscope, basically. It's a magnifying glass, I know, but putting everything under a microscope at the moment when it comes to love, and really needing to magnify the sense of looking at things through a child's eyes, starting brand new adventures with that very innocent mindset. A very, children are innocent, but also naive and whatnot. So it's kind of like really, really having a putting under the microscope the ways in which you may be innocent or naive when it comes to love, and then being a bit trickier with the way that you're dealing with those issues, because the fox is kind of the solution to whatever you're sort of putting under this magnifying glass, and it's looking deeper at issues surrounding children. So if you do actually have children, or there's children involved somehow in love connections, it's really looking quite closely at the impact of that on you, the impact of that on the connection, and those sorts of things. All right, so it's really asking you to look closely at issues of children, or the children can mean more than just children. Okay, so it can mean like when you're starting brand new adventures, really, really sort of looking things through with a fine-tooth comb, and being very clever about the way you are examining those issues when you're starting new adventures in love, and really, really sort of magnifying any potential issues from your childhood, putting those under the microscope, and having a look a bit closer at those. But I'm really feeling for majority of you, it's looking at naivety is what we need to look at, and your sense of innocence. So you may have had moments in your love life where you did or said something out of innocence, and it's actually looking quite closely at, why didn't I see the deeper of that? Because I was just thinking innocently, not thinking that someone was going to do me wrong, and then they did me wrong, but I had given them the benefit of the doubt because I was looking at it naively. All right, so that's the kind of vibe I'm getting with that, Pisces. But it's really putting and also putting the beginning stages of things under the microscope. All right, so if you've got something new beginning, or you're meeting someone, and there's someone brand new coming into your life, or looking back even at past relationships, and looking at the beginnings of those, and really putting it under the microscope, and examining closer what's gone on that led to this, what's gone on that led to that, how was I being naive in the beginning, and really sort of examining that quite closely, because I do also have here the owls. All right, so that does talk about a conversation. It can be a phone call. It does talk about conversations where you really need to be wise. So with the fox coming through as that overview clarifier, and the owls there as well, there is a strong need for you to really, really, be wise, and listen to wise advice on what you should do and should not do at this time. All right, so you may be having a conversation with someone, and they're actually trying to help you, or they may just inadvertently, be coming at you with a lot of advice or wisdom, and it's actually telling you to listen to that and take that on board, because there's a wisdom that's coming towards you that you really do need to sort of listen to. There's a conversation where you do need to be very, very wise and clever, and to the point of being tricky about how smart you're being about this all. So I'm really seeing a Pisces, needing to act quite sort of logically at the moment rather than emotionally. All right, because that child energy, it can sometimes talk about, children will act before thinking, and it's asking you to examine that behavior. When have you, in the past, when have you acted without thinking, and without thinking, possibilities through? That naivety coming through once again. So it's really asking you to, be smart about the way that you are moving forward with love in the future, and taking on people's advice. If you do have some good advice coming your way, I'd be listening to that at this time. It could come, this advice could come in the form of a conversation with somebody, a phone call with somebody, but I do feel that this is actually two separate things. So we're hearing someone's advice, okay, because you can see we've got the two owls here. All right, so we've got someone swooping in with a phone call or a conversation, but then we've got someone sitting up here in the tree who, it's kind of like in the back of your mind, someone gave you this advice and it's helping you deal with this swooping in conversation. All right, so I am getting a bit of both from that, but I am definitely getting very, very strongly that there's a strong need for you to be quite clever about the way that you are dealing with things. Be clever. If we are having conversations, be very clever about how you are, be smart about how you're, examining that conversation. Like, and make sure we're not being naive, because the naivety is flagging out here. Naivety is not a bad thing. It's innocence, okay? It's innocence. And that's why we see it with the child card, because children, they're innocent. They haven't been tempered by society as of yet. So they're quite innocent to the ways of the world. And I feel as though it's asking you to look at how you have been, maybe too innocent to the ways of the world and to the ways of people. All right, and there's a lot of wisdom out there for you at the moment, though, Pisces, to help you deal with this. And it's a matter of you sort of taking that advice on board and sort of using it to grow your wisdom and to help you, be smart and clever about these things. Because, I'm definitely getting that, the wisdom coming through. Owls are known for, being wise old owl, and then with the fox energy, we do hear that, be smart, be clever, be, it's very smart energy as well, focused on their self. Okay, so you quite needing to listen to that at the moment there, Pisces, whatever that advice is. And I feel like you will probably know what this is all about better than I do, but that's kind of what I'm getting from that. But we'll grab you some oracle as well, Pisces. Okay, Pisces singles in love, please. What's going on for Pisces singles with love? Okay, Pisces, we do have remain positive. All right, so do remain positive. This is not the be all and end all, this is just, once again, advice for you maybe to listen to. But we do see, with that child card as well, a child is very, very positive at the way they look at the world. It's using that naivety for your own self rather than, to allow yourself be taken advantage of. There's a difference, okay? But remain positive that you will be able to find your way through all this, okay? And we do also have compromise. So there may be something where you are, needing to be a little bit willing to compromise as well. And that may be part of how you're playing it smart. All right. So and I do feel with that fox energy and then the compromise card, what the fox, that's actually quite relevant with the fox energy as well, because what the fox does, this may be a good example for you, Pisces, but what the fox does is he will make it look like he is compromising, okay, but really he's making sure he gets what he wants. And it's still a compromise. It's a compromise, but making sure that they get what they want. So not compromising yourself, your own needs, but compromising with somebody or something. All right. So it's being open to compromise, but also, with the fox having strong boundaries as to how far you are willing to compromise. So, don't compromise yourself, but be willing to compromise situation. All right. So very interesting, Pisces. Let me know in the comments if that resonates for you. As always, more than welcome to check your other placements. But I'll move over to our Aries. Hi, Aries. How are we today? Just looking at singles and love. Okay, Aries singles. What's going on for our Aries singles with love, please? Okay, and can I just clarify that middle card, please? Okay, very, very interesting. Aries, I'm getting a bit of a random kind of message here. At the bottom of the deck, I do have the star card. Okay, so that's all about wishes being fulfilled. So we are seeing, I am seeing some positive stuff, but there is something in the middle of all of that. That's sort of, I feel like in the middle of all of, there's positive things going on for you, Aries, with love, but in the middle of all that, there's something sort of eating away at you in the background, all right? So I'll get to that, though, but we do firstly have the key, all right? So we do see the key is all about success and successfully opening brand new opportunities for yourself, opening new doors, unlocking this cage that you have kept yourself in. All right. So I feel as though you, Aries, have been in this sort of gilded cage, feeling trapped somewhat, by love or by opportunity for love, whereas now we're sort of breaking free of that cage and unlocking that and unlocking ourselves, unlocking our heart, to move into successful love. And it is definitely one of the most positive cards in the deck, this key. So it really does talk about a lot of success. And sometimes we do see, it can refer to more than just love as well, even in a love reading. We can be talking about opening multiple doors, that opening your heart up to possibility is actually going to open new avenues for you sort of across the board. And we're going to start seeing success in different areas of our life as well as love. All right. But what we do have here in the center, the mouse card, all right, which I have clarified that with the child energy, all right. So we do have rattling around in the back of your head, and this is probably partly what has kept you in that cage up until now, Aries. With that mouse card, the mouse does talk about, things that are sort of eating away at you and eating away at your energy, eating away at your ability to love, all right. So and that loss as well, it does come with a sense of loss, things that have been sort of taken from you or lost, from you when it comes to your heart. You can kind of see here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we've got two apples at the bottom. Both have got bites taken out of them. So it's kind of like, things that have eaten away at you and eaten away at all the different parts of you. So as I said, with that key energy, that it may unlock, multiple aspects for you. We are seeing that this loss is also eating away at multiple aspects of your life, not just the love aspects. All right. So there's some sort of loss to do with, love in the past. The mice card generally does reference, the past, and with the child, we are actually talking probably further past. It definitely could be, things like something that's happened in your childhood around the idea of love, you know, something that has sort of taken your innocence when it comes to love and whatnot, because the child does talk about you know, that sense of innocence and things that have happened in childhood and you know, it could even be for some of you, this is actually the thing that is actually eating away at you here is you know, for some of you where this is the case, it's only maybe one or two of you, but it's something that's eating away at you is the fact that you have lost a child. So, you know, whether you've physically lost a child, or you have lost contact with a child, or you have, you know, lost, you know, child rights or something like that to a child. You know, for some of you, this is actually a physical child. So there's definitely one or two of you where that is the case, where this is sort of eating away in the back of your mind, eating away at your energy, you know, and it's affecting the way that you approach love, because, you know, that's that cage that you've been keeping yourself in, you know, and it's really needing to, you know, face these things and unlock this, you know, unlock the key to this as well. And, you know, even though we may still feel a sense of loss to do with this, to unlock that cage anyway and be vulnerable anyway, you know, open yourself up to love anyway. All right, so even if it's eating away at you a little bit in the back of your mind, it is asking you to kind of, you know, face that, you know, and find also with the child, you know, for some of you too, this is definitely, you know, you've lost your inner child when it comes to something that's happened. So for some of you, this is definitely talking about your own childhood. You know, and when I say childhood, I can mean, you know, anywhere from, you know, infancy all the way through to, you know, like 18, 19. You know, we are still a child at those ages, you know, regardless of how we think at the time that we are a child or not. You know, I recall myself when I was a teenager, and I thought I was so grown up and I knew everything, but, you know, looking back, I was still a child, and things that happened as a teenager, I was still a child. And you know, so it's kind of forgiving those things that may have happened in the past. We're really looking at it. I'm getting the sense of forgiveness here. All right, I have a feeling that when I do your oracles, that maybe we might see the forgiveness card coming out, and it's all about forgiving what's happened in the past, and not allowing it to sort of eat away at your energy. Even if you still, you know, think about those things, or whatever, you still hold on to those things. It's not allowing it to drain your energy and to take away from your future success. All right. So this is in the past. All right, whatever this is for you personally, Aries, this is in the past. What we're seeing for the present and the future is brand new energy, new doors unlocking for you. The need to let yourself out of this cage. This is that cage that has held you back in the past. All right, but once again, this is the past. All right, Aries. So even if it has been eating away at you a little bit, you kind of do need to find a way to forgive yourself, you know, for that. I feel a lot of you are going to know immediately what that is for you specifically. All right, but then we also see the book energy as well. So the book is all about brand new chapters, new things coming into your story. All right, entering into the unknown. As you can see in this deck, it is a closed book, so it's kind of like your story has not even been written yet. Don't allow these things from the past to hold you back. Don't allow that cage to hold you back. Open that up and fly out, you know, fly out anyway, and start this new chapter, this new book. You know, start writing your story the way that you want it written. Okay, Aries, but I'll grab you some oracle as well. Okay, Aries singles, what's going on for our Aries singles, please, with love? Okay, so firstly, we are seeing there's something better, Aries. So, you know, there's something better than this cage that you've put yourself in. There's something better than this past energy. So whatever that past energy is for you, you know, have faith. There is something better out there for you. There is, you know, I want to say more. All right, that book hasn't been written yet, so you know, it could have the best ending in the world kind of vibe. You know, there's something better. So if you're looking at that book thinking, if you're looking at that book energy going, oh, this is what the story is. It's this mouse energy. This is the story. No, there's something better. Pick a new book. All right, pick a new book. Start writing a new book for yourself, Aries. All right, and we do have in the near future as well. So we do have that, you know, that confirmation that this new energy is definitely coming through soon for you. You know, you've unlocked your gilded cage. You're about to fly on out and start that brand new story all for yourself in the near future. All right, so you definitely will be seeing some better things coming in the near future, Aries. So don't allow that past stuff to you know, put you back in that cage. Don't allow yourself to, you know, clip your wings, Aries. Fly on free. Okay, so moving on to Taurus. How are we today, Taurus? I'm just looking at our singles and what's going on with love. Taurus singles. What's going on for our Taurus singles with love, please? Ooh, Taurus. I do have happiness on the bottom of the deck, Taurus. So, you know, we'll start with that. I do, very interestingly here, I do have one. I've got all three extended cards to this deck. So if you do watch my channel, you may not have seen these cards before because they are unique to this particular deck. All right. And what's very, very interesting to me is we've got card number 42, then card number 43, and then actually card number 41. So they've come out, 41, 42, 43 have all come out as your three cards. All right. So very, very interesting. I am actually thinking about doing a numerology workshop, so I'm you know, wishing I had have already done that, so that I could talk to you about that, because that is feeling quite important, Taurus. I don't know what it is, but 42, 43, and then 41. I don't know why they may be somehow important to you, or maybe it's just the letter 4. Just the number 4 may be important because, you know, we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 4. All right, so there's something about those numbers that's important, Taurus. I just cannot decipher what that is, so I'm sorry. But we do have the compass has come through firstly. All right, and now the compass is all about, you know, I have been likening this card, and I am seeing that reinforced with that second card there. I have been seeing this as kind of like a roulette wheel where it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. So it's like that compass where it's just spinning wildly, and it's asking you to, you know, stop spinning so wildly and find your true north. All right, settle on north, choosing a solid direction. So you may have quite a few directions that you're not sure where to go. Like I said, it's coming through with this other card here too. We do have card 43, the hedge maze card. Okay, so that's all about confusion, not knowing which way to go, not knowing which way to turn. So, you know, they link up so closely. You're spinning around wildly. You don't know which direction to take. You don't know whether you should be turning left or turning right. You don't know how to get to the center. You don't know how to get to your true north. All right. So there's a lot of confusion coming through at the moment here when it comes to choosing a direction that you want to go with love. So, you know, do you know what you even want from love? Do you know whether you are looking for short-term, long-term, whether you're even looking, you know, do you know, have an idea of what sort of a partner that you want in your life? What do you know what sort of things that partner would be, you know, able to do with you, for you? You know, do you have room for someone in your life? All those sort of questions are spinning you wildly in circles here, Taurus, and it's really asking you to, you know, find your true north. All right, and how we find our true north is intuition, and, you know, stopping and sitting and being still with ourselves, and listening to our true desires. You know what, you know, I did say on the bottom of the deck we have that happiness. What truly makes you happy? What will truly make you happy? You know, following the path of happiness. All right. Don't worry about all these other options, decisions, everything. Don't worry about all these other directions that you could be taking. Worry about the direction that gives you the biggest sense of happiness and peace and love toward that direction. All right. Because, yeah, you're trapped in the maze of your own making at the moment. You're just so confused. There's so much going on for you, Taurus. You just don't know which direction to go. And so I'm getting a lot of confusion. And now that third card we've got for you, number 41 here, we do have the well. All right. So it's talking about digging deeper. All right. So you can kind of imagine that, you know, wells, you know, they go down a long way before they reach that water. The water is your emotional depth. All right. And so sinking the bucket down into the water is basically you sitting there with yourself. You can see it's a very standalone type of well here, delving down into those depths of your true emotions and working out how that bucket is filled for you. All right. And that's going to help you clear up all this confusion. We really need to take some time to sit with ourselves and sink down into our depths, you know, sink down into our emotions, and work out, you know, emotionally, what is it that why are we so confused, and why are you know, with what direction to take? What are our emotions telling us? What is our intuition telling us? This is telling us to delve deeper, go deeper. All right, do the work, Taurus. I have just done, for last week's readings, I have done shadow work readings, which is sort of all about delving deeper within yourself and facing some of the dark aspects of yourself. So there may be something for you, Taurus, in that shadow work reading. Otherwise, it's all about you doing this. You know, I want to say alone. You need to take some time alone and really delve deep into yourself, and you know, face the depth of yourself, and really help yourself clear all that confusion. Stop yourself from spinning around in circles, and the answers will come to you. All right, because that's come through as the third card, where we are seeing stillness in this well card. All right, so you know that lets me know that if we do this, we will get that stillness. That compass will stop spinning, that maze will stop twisting and turning. We will be still and we will know. All right, but I'll grab you some oracle as well, Taurus. Okay, Taurus singles, when it comes to love, please. Well, one more. Taurus singles, when it comes to love, please. Okay, so we actually had your oracles flip out. That's the first time today they have actually flipped out. And once again, I need to show you the bottom of the deck, Taurus. We do have it's up to you at the bottom of the deck. So that's you sitting with yourself down in those emotional depths. All right. And then what we actually see is recovery. All right. We do have the recovery card. This is a transitional time for you, Taurus, to focus on that recovery, to focus on yourself, and recovering from anything in the past that has left you spinning, you know, around in circles when it comes to love, and reconsidering. All right, so that's reconsidering your truest emotions. I feel like, you know, this maze here and these directions, you know, it's kind of that you may be thinking that, you know, your directions are north, south, east and west, but reconsider, because your directions may not be north, south, east and west. They may be left, right, up and down. All right, so it's asking you to reconsider, to look at things slightly differently. And, you know, the way we do that is with that well energy, sitting with ourselves and taking the time to honestly really reconsider this emotion. Why do I feel this emotion? What is this emotion? What direction is this emotion taking me? All right. But like I said at the start, we do have happiness at the start of the reading there on the bottom of that deck. So, you know, there will be happiness once we clear all this confusion and take that time to ourselves. There will be happiness at the bottom of that well somewhere for you. All right, you will find your happiness, Taurus. All right. Very sorry to be so deep there and probably confronting as well, but like I said, sometimes these are the things we do need to face. And if you do want to watch that shadow work video, they should be you know, sequentially just before this one, not too far away. I did upload Taurus just yesterday, or no, the day before, sorry. So that should be pretty close to the top for you guys to have a look at there. All right, so moving on to our Geminis. How are we, Gemini? Just looking at Gemini singles and what's going on for you with love. Gemini singles. What's going on in love for Gemini singles, please? Okay, Gemini, pretty straightforward message here, Gemini. What I firstly have is the ring, okay? But then that is actually followed by the tower. So that influences the ring by letting us know that this is a past relationship, all right? That we're looking at a past relationship. And I'm not, sometimes there's a few other meanings with those, but it could be a past cycle, like past cycles in love, the way that we have, you know, looking at love as though, you know, your past relationships are a cycle, you know, the cycles that you've faced, positive and negative in love. So certain things that have reoccurred within multiple relationships. All right, but I feel that for majority of you, this is a past relationship in specific, that you will probably know who or whatever that is for you personally. But that's all I'm kind of getting from those two cards today, Gemini. We do also have the hedge maze card as well. All right, this is a unique card to this particular deck, and it really does talk about confusion, not knowing which direction to take. You can kind of see here, you know, a maze is like it's a puzzle that you need to sort out. So you're still kind of puzzling through things from this past relationship, still feeling a bit confused and lost, and not sure where to go next. All right, not sure how to get back to the center, and center yourself, kind of energy, still being affected by this past relationship, things that have gone on, you know, past cycles, those things that have happened in a cycle sort of pattern with past relationships that have sort of left you feeling confused and not sure how to, you know, go in a new direction. With love and whatnot as well. So it's kind of it is kind of, you know, that idea of, you know, even if you don't know which path to take, you can always just like jump the hedges kind of vibe. Like I kind of, I want to say that, you know, you can stop, you know, because I am getting this sensation of not allowing this to leave you in that manner, I should say, not allowing these past cycles or relationship to leave you feeling confused about which direction you should go in. But it really just sort of shows us that there's probably a little bit of time that you need to spend with yourself in order to find that direction. You know, do you go left or do you go right? Are you willing to take a chance on going right, and then having to come back and go left instead? But I do have at the bottom of the deck the dog card. Okay, so that lets me know that you know, there's friends and friends around you that, you know, are going to be able to offer you some support with working this out for yourself. All right. And so I'm getting that friendly advice coming through. Okay. So maybe, you know, asking for some friendly advice, you know, from people at this time about how do I get out of this maze that I'm in when it comes to things that have happened in the past. But I'll grab some oracle for you and see if that gives us any deeper understanding there, Gemini. Okay, Gemini singles. Gemini singles and love, please. Okay, interesting. So firstly, I am getting, and this is in reference to that past relationship, those past cycles, and it's kind of telling me, no. Okay, so the direction that you're going in or that you need to go in, no, it's not backwards. All right? It's giving us one direction to not go in, and that's backwards. Okay, Gemini, you need to be assertive. All right? So be assertive, not only, you know, with those around you when it comes to, you know, being assertive, you know, with your boundaries when it comes to love, but also being assertive to yourself. It lets me know with the be assertive card in this sort of a spread, it does let me know that you do really, you're not as trapped as you think you are, kind of vibe with that hedge. Like I said, there's always an option you haven't thought about. All right, there's a direction you haven't even thought about, and you can just jump those hedges and find your way to the center that way. But it's being assertive with yourself to not allow these past cycles or this past relationship continue to affect you and affect you being able to, you know what direction you want to go in from here. All right, so pretty straightforward today, Gemini. You know, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Some of the readings today have been quite in depth, so I'm sorry I didn't get the same amount of depth for you, but you know, read it as I see it, guys. But I'll move over to our Cancers. How are we today, Cancer? Just looking at Cancer singles. What's going on for Cancer singles with love, please? Okay, I did just get a similar message for Gemini. So if you do have prominent Gemini placements, that reading may be appropriate for you as well, Cancer. But I do also have here on the bottom of the deck the Star card. All right, so your wishes are close to being fulfilled one way or another. All right, it's just at the moment, you know. I'll show you the third card I've got here first. The third card I have is the Hedge Maze card, all right? So it just kind of lets us know that you're a bit unsure about which direction to go in to get those wishes fulfilled, that you're just a little bit unsure at the moment whether you should be going left or right or you know, forwards or backwards or just not knowing which direction to take. You're a bit lost in the maze, you know, at the moment, Cancer. And when I'm saying lost in the maze, we are talking about emotionally, all right? We do have the Moon card there. But the other thing, you know, not only does the Moon talk about emotional sensitivity, but it does tell us a strong message about intuition, all right? So what I'm actually getting is that you think that you are lost in this maze, but you actually know exactly where to go. You're just not listening at the moment. Okay, Cancer. We have emotions, we have intuition, we also have the heart. Okay, coming through here with these two gorgeous swans. This is the heart. So romantic love, you know, and but it's unconditional love as well. But what this is straight away telling us is that, you know, you need to, you know, follow your true emotions and follow your true heart. I'm feeling that that's why that's coming out, because you are looking around going, I don't know which direction to go, but you do. You're just not listening to your intuition. You're not listening to your heart. you already know intuitively which way to go, and your heart is trying to tell you which way to go to clear this confusion, to clear this maze energy. You're not stuck in a maze. You're stuck in a maze of your own design, I feel, because with the maze card, the hedge maze card, all right, there's a strong sense of logic that comes through with this card, all right, and this is what you're doing. You are stuck up in your head trying to say, oh, if I go that direction, what happens if this happens? If I go this direction, oh, I've gone left too many times. You're trying to work it out logically, which you're trying to get out of this maze in a logical way, but there is no logical way, Cancer. I'm sorry, but you need to follow your heart. You need to follow your intuition. I'm really feeling that you're kind of, you're struggling over here in this maze because you're avoiding this. All right. And the moon is a very beautiful, lucky energy, and you only get that luck if you listen to your heart. Okay, so there's something going on within your heart space that you're choosing to ignore at the moment, and you're kind of you're allowing it to hold you back and hold you, make you feel as though you don't know which direction to go, but you do. All you need to do is follow your heart, and then all those wishes will come true. All right, but we'll grab you some oracle as well, and see if there's anything they want to add for you there, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. And I do suggest, Cancer, watching my last all signs reading from yesterday, and then also the shadow work reading from earlier in the week, because I'm feeling that that's kind of linked with what's going on here, and I feel personally that there's a lot of linkage with that energy, and those other two readings may be useful to you. If you haven't already watched them, I would suggest watching them as well. The energy is linking up quite strongly here, Cancer. All right, so Cancer singles, please. Cancer singles. Romance, Cancer. It's there. It's there for the taking, and romance is one of the keywords for the heart card as well. So follow your inner romantic. Okay, so and I just intuitively, all right, Cancer. I'm just there's I don't. No, it's not telling me what movie, but there's a romantic movie. All right, jump on Netflix or whatever, and watch a romantic movie. There may be a clue for you in that movie. All right, it may be a different movie for everyone, but there's a romantic movie. It's coming through intuitively, Cancer, with that romance card. That it may have something to do about swans. All right, so if you come across a romantic movie and there's a swan image, or I suppose even a maze image, if there's a particular movie that jumps out to your mind, with the romance theme with swans or a maze, on the cover, or somehow linking to the movie, I would definitely watch that movie. There may be a clue for you in that, and also I'm getting The Wedding Singer as well. I only recently, somebody gave me the perspective that The Wedding Singer is actually a movie about twin flames, and I found that so interesting because you never would have thought of The Wedding Singer as like a big one of the important romance movies, but that's kind of irrelevant. I don't think it's The Wedding Singer that I'm talking about here. There's a movie. I don't know what movie it is. I'm sorry, Cancer, but there is a romance movie that if you feel drawn to watch a romantic movie, watch it. There may be a clue for you in there on how to follow your intuition, or what step you need to take to get yourself out of this maze. All right. And look for a sign, because there's signs around you trying to tell you how to follow your heart, how to follow your intuition. There is signs around you. If you keep hearing somebody's name, pay attention. If you keep, getting references to specific things, follow that. Like, use your intuition to follow those signs, because you are getting a sign. So look for it, all right, and pay attention to it when it comes. Very interesting, Cancer. Like I said, those other two readings I've done recently for you guys have been along the same sort of vein, and I am getting a very similar energy, with that reading as well. So, although this is the first time I'm telling you to watch a romantic movie. Very interesting. Anyway, make sure you, you're more than welcome to check your other placements as well, Cancer. But I'll move over to our Leos. How are we today, Leo? Just looking at Leo singles. Leo singles. What's going on for Leo singles with love, please? Wow. Can I just get an overall clarifier for that message, please? Can I just get an overall clarifier for Leo? Some big changes coming, Leo. Sorry. What is really, really interesting here, Leo, is the clarifier I got is the rider. Okay, so that talks about good news coming in, and it's quick. All right, and I have a lot of speed. I have a lot of speed here on pretty much all of these cards that I'm looking at are quick, fast, swift energy. So there's some, I feel like it's change. This good news is change. It's because what I've got here is the scythe in the center, all right, and then on either side of the scythe I have the two birds cards, okay, owl and the birds. All right, so in this particular deck, you can even see they are both the same number. They're both 12, okay? They are the same card split into two, all right? So they're both about communication and conversations. They're both, we just find this one is more, a lot more people usually in the conversation, a bit more chattery type energy, more gossipy type energy. It can be talking about, rumors swirling around. Oddly enough, earlier today when I've drawn this card, I did get a reference to Twitter coming through with that card as well. So crowd social conversations as well. So like conversations happening on social media, those sorts of things. All right. And then I do have the owls as well, which is once again same, and it's the same energy. This is just split more into the wisdom side of things, advice and wisdom from conversations. All right, so this one came out first. All right, taking advice. If you're having conversations with somebody and they're giving you advice, listen to that advice. It's telling you to pay close attention to conversations happening, that you're involved in, that you're overhearing, conversations that you're seeing online, paying super close attention to those at the moment, because, in the middle of all that chatter and all those conversations, we have the scythe. All right. And the scythe, it talks about the main message with the scythe is change, sudden changes, quick changes, breaking free from, things that have held you back, and moving forward into change. But we also see, especially with this scythe, it really does bring forth the idea of harvest. and harvesting all this positive stuff. Abundance. The old school, the scythe was used to, cut the wheat and harvest the wheat. So it can talk about, it's got that slight reference to abundance as well. So it's really a time of you to be harvesting all this knowledge, this advice, this wisdom that you're overhearing in conversations, harvesting all that advice and taking that on board and listening and listening and listening. That's so important for you at the moment, Leo, to be listening. All right. Because there's a lot of conversations, a lot of talking, a lot of, things swirling around you at the moment when it comes to spoken things. All right. And paying attention to any advice or wisdom that you're receiving from these things. All right. And like I said, the writer brings good news in. So whatever these changes are that you're developing, you're harvesting, and you will be sort of moving quickly into some new energy there. We've got good news. You can see she comes in on a rainbow, so it's a lovely energy there. The birds, they're flying free, so they're quite quick, flighty energy as well. The scythe is very, very sudden, possibly unexpected. So this good news coming in, these conversations you're hearing or being involved in, they may be unexpected. It may be unexpected advice, but it's very important for you to listen so that you can allow this change to occur, allow this good news to happen. All right. And I do have the star at the bottom of the deck. All right, so it's about your wishes being fulfilled. It is all about your wishes being fulfilled when it comes to love, Leo. But I'll grab some oracle for you as well. Leo singles. What's going on with love for our Leo singles, please? Straightforward, super straightforward here, Leo. I've got success in the near future. All right. So as long as you're paying attention and listening, you will see success in the near future with love. All right, Leo. Like I said, those wishes being fulfilled. You just need to listen. All right. All right, so I'll move over to our Virgos. How are we today, Virgo? Last but not least today, but we are looking at Virgo singles and what's going on for our Virgo singles with love. What's going on with our Virgo singles with love? Okay, that's too many. These are brand new cards, so sometimes these, if it's flicking out at me a little bit, I'm not taking them today. Okay, Virgo singles. What's going on for Virgo singles with love, please? Interesting, Virgo. I have a message. I also have an answer, and I haven't even got to your oracle yet. All right. So I am sort of getting a bit of a relatively straightforward message here, Virgo. Firstly, I do have the clouds card, which is all about your thoughts. It's all about you sort of overthinking things at the moment, possibly even to the point of anxiety. This particular clouds card in this deck, it's got much more sunshine in the clouds for me, so there's not really as much fighting over negative thoughts. We are sort of taking both positive and negative thoughts on board, which is good, but it's all about your thoughts and what you're thinking about at the moment. And what you're thinking about, Virgo, is unlocking part of yourself to love. Okay, letting yourself out of your cage when it comes to love, and when it comes to holding yourself protected from love. All right, but I feel like you're ready to unlock the cage and let love fly free within you, Virgo. So you're thinking about it, but you're overthinking it. All right, you are overthinking it, because the next card I do have is the bear. All right. And the bear is very protective of self. All right. So it's like that mama bear protecting her cubs. And for you, Virgo, your cubs is your heart. And you're very overprotective of that, to the point of even being a little bit defensive. And so if anyone's getting too close to you, you're rearing up like a bear and eating their face off. So I always use that analogy, and I really need to rethink that analogy. In this deck, we do see a polar bear rather than a, traditional brown bear or grizzly bear or whatever. So, I do find that there is a bit of coldness and detachment with this particular bear as well. So you're a little bit detached from your own power. All right. And so this is what this cage is. It's you. This cage is this cage you've put up around yourself with this bear energy. All right. But you're thinking about opening the cage and unlocking the cage and opening yourself up to brand new opportunities. You're thinking about it, but you're still very protective of not actually doing it. Is what I'm kind of getting there. That you're thinking about unlocking this part of yourself that wants love and is ready for love and wants to approach love, but you're still fighting this bear. You're still fighting this bear, which is your defensive walls around yourself, this cage you've built around yourself. But at the bottom of the deck is our answer. All right, we do have the clover here. All right, and so the 4-leaf clover card, it does let us know that you have good luck at this time. It's all about short-term good luck, and it is about taking a risk. All right, you can kind of see in this clover card, we've got the little ones at the top that they're not really the little wish things that my son, that you blow and make a wish or whatever, but they sort of are very reminiscent of that, and it does sort of talk about having that opportunity to take a risk at the moment, to let down the walls and let someone in, unlock the key to your heart. It's safe for you to take a risk to do that at the moment. All right, so stop overthinking it and just do it with that clover card there. But we'll get some oracle for you as well, Virgo. Okay, Virgo singles. Virgo singles, what's going on with love for our Virgo singles, please? Okay, so we're seeing with that overthinking energy, with that bear energy, with that cage energy we were just talking about. No, I'm intuitively getting this image of someone with a spray bottle going, no, onto a bear's face, like onto a polar bear. Can you imagine if you actually did that to a polar bear? They really would rip your face off, right? But I am getting that's the image I'm getting is someone standing there going, no, Virgo, no. and spray bottle it to the face. No, Virgo, no, stop being in this bear energy. Stop overthinking everything. All right, because abundance is here for the taking. All right, so once again, that's linking a lot with that. We do have that key. We have that clover on the bottom of the deck, and then we have the abundance card. They all do talk about they do have that similar aspect within them of that abundance, right there for the taking, taking a chance to receive abundance, unlocking that cage and freeing yourself so that you're open to success and that you're open to that abundance. Okay, so the abundance is there for the taking, Virgo. You really just need to, allow yourself to have it and allow yourself to open up and, remove this sort of mama bear energy where you're being so protective that you're not letting anyone too close. All right, so just be wary of that, Virgo. But that's what I have for you. Obviously, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Also, anyone that does comment on one of my videos will go in the draw for a free personal reading, so make sure you like and subscribe to keep updated about that. But hopefully I will see you all again soon.